Hello and welcome to this Hoplomachus Victorum sporting event. I have remastered as well, so I have integrated remastered with Victorum, so you may see a couple of unfamiliar units. The reason why I wanted to record this particular event partway through Act 3 was because I've drawn the Pummeling. It's a King of the Hill sporting event, and because I'm in Act 3, I've drawn an additional unit with a tactic. Now, going into this, I knew from my stadium seating that I was going to face the Reptilian, a defender unit, so the timing is already poor. But what happened when I drew the additional 2 units was that I found 2 more defender units. And as you can see from the pummeling, we have a situation where all defender units will add a black die to their attacks. So I thought it'd be a really intriguing one and a challenging one. So with it being partway through Act 3, that means the rivals will deploy 2 units at the start of their turn. Thankfully, it's not Act 4. That helps me a little bit. And luckily, I didn't draw any bag Banes. That would have made this even worse. I have laid out in front of me my current troop and the key prowess cards that I have. So I'm playing as Virago, and I have just 2 health at the moment. First, I thought, look, I'll just probably surrender straight after setup. It's not going to look very good. I'm just going to surrender. But then I thought, no, I'll play through it. I'll give it a go. Obviously, if any of my units die, I'm not going to lose them. It is a sporting event. But I don't want to waste any blessings. So my goal is going to be to try to win, of course, but to retain Virago's health where possible, or surrender if I really have to. So some key stats, we would have had 7 health, but we don't. So we have 1 movement and 2 range as Virago, and I have a black and a green dice. You can see that I'm versing Hoplomachus, the Scion. So I have, in front of us, we have my troop. I have a bolster health, and I've already considered that I'm going to likely deploy these 2 units, who are the 2 additional units I can deploy in addition to my hero Protector, so he'll get the bonus of the additional black dice, and the Mountain Radical because of his movement. I'm going to try, with this being Atlanteans, the key hex is the Trident. So my thought preliminarily is to get the Mountain Radical, jump in there, grab that key hex and just run with it and try to stay ahead. The only other thing that I have to finalize in the setup is the Tribune. The Tribune I'm going to put as Nacom, who's second in line. And the reason is because Nacom and Reptilian have 1 movement each. They have 1 movement each, so they're going to be a little bit easier to kite around, hopefully, whereas Volcanic Brute has 2 movement. So I thought I'll go with Nacom. I'd like to kill Reptilian if I can quickly, because he only has 3 health, but watch out for that regen. Okay, the one thing I did forget to mention, just in terms of my current state with Virago, these are the 3 key prowesses that I have. The others aren't relevant to this particular event. I have Arcing Shot, so I can deal 1 damage to each non-elite. I have First Strike and Heave and Retaliate. Noting that with Virago being range 2, Retaliate will trigger if someone attacks me 2 hexes away. So that's what we're working with. Now I've just done the start of the first turn here, and then we'll play blow by blow. So we have Reptilian going in first, and Nacom second. Obviously this is Act 3 as we said. I have the Tribune, which is going to go under Nacom there. And I've put the black dice there just to remind me that these defender units will add a black dice to their attack. I'll keep track of my King of the Hill points if I can get any over here. Alrighty. So that's their turn done. They are dazed. My turn. I think I'm going to get Mountain Radical in first. So we'll bring in 3 health. And let's get going. So I'm with tactical. I'm just going to run straight in 1, 2, and then I'm going to go over here for 3. That's the end of my turn. I know that Volcanic Brute is going to deploy here, and that these 2 units are going to take 1 step each over here. Volcanic Brute, on his subsequent turn, he's going to move 2 spaces, so I want to start heading north, I think. All right. Next turn deployment, we have Volcanic Brute coming in. And I didn't mention, but they're not going to be using stun yet because they're not adjacent to me. They don't have a tactical unit. So Volcanic Brute will stay put, but Nacom and Reptilian will move 1 hex each. So we're just going to go straight in. Their priority is going to be the opponent with the trident. Okay, my turn. Okay, on to my next turn. Virago here. She's coming in. First though, I will need to score a point for hanging on to that key hex. So that's good on the board. So Virago, I want her to come in probably around here. That's deployment. Tactic placement. I'm going to use my one and only available tactic, Bolster Health. I'm going to give it to Mountain Radical because I foresee that Mountain Radical is going to be hanging around a while. There goes that tactic. And I'm trying to hold on to that key hex. Now the other reason I've done that is because I plan on using Arcing Shot. I thought about using Heave for Virago, which allows her to roll 1 black dice as her strongest dice to range 3. But I think Arcing Shot, I'm persuaded, and that is because I know that doing so, where I deal 1 damage to each non-elite unit in combat, for Blasphemous, which is the Volcanic Brute, it says whenever it's dealt damage from an elite unit, that damage is increased by 1. So I can actually do 2 damage to Volcanic Brute, and that'd be a pretty good start. I know that Reptilian will just cop it and then take it back because they have regen 1, but let's do it. Let's do it. Let's finish our movement first. So we're going to go over here, 1, 2, 3, to the northernmost point, just a little bit out of screen. Okay, so that's that, and we are going to do Arcing Shot for Virago. So 1 damage here, and everywhere else. So every non-elite unit in combat, including my allies, take damage. As we said, Blasphemous does an extra 1. Okay, that's that turn. On to the rival's turn. So we know again that they won't be deploying or won't be using a tactic stun because they're not adjacent and they have no tacticians. So Nacom here is going to take a step forward toward me. Reptilian also is going to take a step forward. And then Volcanic Brute can't reach anyone. The farthest opponent and the opponent with Trident, either way, he's going after Mountain Radical. So what I'm thinking is we'll just go 1, 2. He'll get as close as he can to his highest priority. Abilities regen, so Reptilian's back to 3. That's okay, we saw that coming. And now Nacom, moment of truth. He has 2 black dice. And actually, before we do that, let's just think. Nacom has swap, which says that this unit may switch hexes with an adjacent unit, and it triggers if this allows a rival unit to get an attack or special when it would otherwise get neither. Now, a rival unit can be itself as well. So, as I understand it. So therefore he won't move because he's already getting an attack. Okay. Nacom hits for 2. Okay. The odds are pretty good that that was going to happen. That's their turn. Okay. My turn. I will gain a point to 2. I will need to deploy. And I'm going to bring in the Protector, who's my only defensive unit. He comes in with 5 health. Bring him down here, because we're going to head south pretty quickly. Now we have Taunt with the Protector, so it'd be great if I could get that to work for me. So actually we might deploy over here. Okay. Let's finish my turn. Virago, I'm thinking might stay where she is. But my Mountain Radical will use all 3 movement points to get to there. Out of range, so Mountain Radical won't attack. Protector's dazed. Virago, we're not going to muck around with Arcing Shot anymore. That was a one-time thing. We are going to roll, and we're going not after the we have no choice. Well, it's pointless to actually attack because range 3 is Reptilian and Nacom are the only ones they can hit. Nacom is the Tribune. So let's not attack. No point. Reptilian will just take it back. Let's hope things can get serious next turn. Okay, for them now, for the rival. Let's go. So Nacom is taking a step forward towards and in range of the opponent with the Trident. Reptilian's doing the same, and Volcanic Brute is going for his highest priority, or as close as he can get. Yep, so he's going over here. Right. My turn. We're already... Oh, sorry. They got to attack. We're in trouble. I don't think we're going to get another point with the Mountain Radical here. We've got to get very lucky. Nacom's going to go first. He's not going to use Swap because it's not going to actually achieve anything doing that. He's going to have an attack here. 2 hits. And he's down. Incorrect. Apologies. Taunt. There we go. That's why we put the Protector there in the first place, was to use Taunt. So Nacom was taunted because he was adjacent to a Taunt unit. Now, let's see. Reptilian. On a black and 2 blues. No taunting here. 3 hits. Well, okay. That's very unlucky. We will depart. And we won't be getting any points on the key hex this time. My turn. I have nothing else I can deploy because I was only allowed to deploy 2 units in addition to my hero. So I'm thinking really the only thing I can do is probably use the Protector to jump on it because I just don't want Virago to take damage, and somehow I need to get this Protector to do the job. Tell you what, a hamstring tactic would have been brilliant, but I didn't have it. Okay, so I'm thinking about repositioning as well, which I would have to do instead of attacking with the Protector. Allows me to do a movement after my movement turn is already completed. But I really want to try to kill this Reptilian. All 3 rival units are taunt, so I can choose whoever I want to attack whenever I'm in range. And then hopefully Virago and range 2 can finish the job. Let's see. So my Protector is going after the Reptilian. 2 hits, thank you very much. 1, 2. Reptilian's down to 1 health. Okay, so my Virago has a black and a blue for their regular hit, range 2. Oof, hits on the blue. That's lucky. Given the black missed. Okay, casualty. Thank you, sir. Okay. Now, this gives me a fighting chance. Okay, so we have an adjacency though. So Nacom will use stun. And I hope I didn't forget that on a previous turn. I think that's the first time they've been adjacent at the start of their turn. Okay. And they have one more to come. Okay, so Volcanic Brute is just going to take a step forward to be in range. Now the odds of this working out for me are very low. Well, actually, let's take a step back. Sorry, I don't think this has affected me of the game until now, and that is with Blasphemous. This unit's highest priority is your hero. So, despite having an opponent with the Trident, Volcanic Brute is going after Virago. Looks like we're going to be using a blessing after all. 1, 2. Now, I would be taunting with my Protector, but because I'm stunned, I'm fatigued until the end of my next turn. And the definition of fatigued also says that all of your skills, including innates, are suspended while fatigued. So, okay, it looks like maybe I will get another point. All right, so Volcanic Brute is going after Virago. Virago also has Retaliate. 1, 2 damage. Okay, there goes all that. Now I need to use a blessing. Crossing one off over here. And then we go back up to our 7 health. Now, I don't want to be a punching bag for the entire rest of this event, but we'll see how we go. So before we finish that and move on to Nacom, the thing is that I have Retaliate, so Virago will retaliate for 1. Thank you. Now Nacom going after me with 2 blacks again. This time he's no choice but to go after my man here. Okay, 2 damage. That means I have 1 health remaining. So I will score a point. Okay. Alright, so my turn. Score a point. I'm on 3. Need to get to 6. And I still have stun, unfortunately. So I am going nowhere, and I can only hope. There's a very slim chance this is going to work out because Virago can do an attack with a black and a blue again. We're just going to go after Volcanic Brute. I don't see the real purpose of moving at this point. We're going to attack the Volcanic Brute. Hope that I can get 2 hits, because if I do, Blasphemous will give me 1 more. 2 hits and Blasphemous 1 more. 1, 2, 3. Well, that was very fortunate. That's the end of my turn. Stun will come away, but it'll be back again. On the Nacom's turn, they will put the other stun on. And just to reassess priority, they are going for the opponent with the Trident. There you go. So Virago is I'm just going to watch on. Nacom's rolling with 2 blacks. He has to have 2 misses, which is an extremely low chance. 2 hits. Okay, so there goes my defender unit. He is gone. Well, the stun goes with him for what it's worth. Now it becomes a battle of attrition because I can't attack him. I can't attack the Nacom or I will go to 0. Sorry, to 1 health. Because he's the Tribune. So, yeah. My turn. Well, we're going to jump on it. We have 1 movement, so we're just going to be a sitting duck no matter what happens. Okay. Nacom's turn. Can see that, yes, that's 2 hits. I'll get this other dice out of the way. Didn't like that. I have to get this done quickly because I retaliate, and that is not by choice. I have to do that. So, Nacom's down to 3. Okay, start of my turn, I score a point to 4. Now, I don't see any point to moving. All I'm going to do is nothing, in fact. I'm not going to attack, of course. So it's back to Nacom. Nacom again is rolling 2 blacks. 2 misses. That just made this achievable. Okay. That is very lucky. So on the start of my turn, I score a point 5. And that is all I'm going to do again. Nacom again, going for it. 2 hits. Okay. Retaliate 1. Nacom's down to 2 health. And it's over. Start of my turn, I score a point to 6. And that was that. So I certainly used that blessing, didn't I? I'm down to 3 health, which is only 1 better than when I started this event. So not looking good. Anyway, we'll see how I go. We'll just quickly do the cleanup here. So we'll mark off a week. And for a sporting event, the reward is 3 tactics for me in this case, or take one of these units. It's a tough call. I'm going to be hanging around the Atlantean area a little bit longer because at the end of Act 3 I will be fighting Krakenlance. So I have 1 more unit in the faction stack, which is off camera. And yeah, as you saw, several more weeks to go. Actually 2 more units, I should say, in the faction stack for the Atlanteans. Several more weeks to go, so we're going to clear them out. That's good. And I may televise the Primus fight. So I'm thinking that I will take the Reptilian because he's a local and because I'm going to be fighting Krakenlance. So I've taken him. These other units will go into the bag. Fight another day. Hope you enjoyed.